Exercise 0. In this exercise, we're going to take a look at creating a portfolio using Creo as well as with Microsoft Office. So to do this, essentially, you just take your parts and you open them up, or you could do this on an individual basis actually as you create the parts. You might want to take them and you could photo render them or make a drawing for them. But like, let's say here we have exercise 2. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, first of all, we could take this and apply some materials to it. So we could go to View, and then under Appearances, I'm going to go with my traditional silver here, and then I'm going to select the part and just click on it, and it'll click to apply that material. And if you want, you could highlight it with some additional colors. In this case, let's say I wanted to go ahead and select red or green. I could go in and click on any of these and control select certain faces to apply those colors to give it a little bit of variation. We'll go ahead with that again. And a little bit of contrast. Okay, once you get some colors done, and then again, try and keep them maybe more realistic. Metals and things like that, or glass effects really are impressive with the software. And then also always turn on perspective. And now you could go to Applications and turn on the photorealistic renderer. And sometimes you get some really nice images, other times not so nice. Like the green here, I just don't think it's doing a very nice job. It looks kind of, it just doesn't look realistic to me. So I'm going to go back to the View and go with, I'm going to go ahead and just change this to, we'll go to Polished Bronze and just select over those surfaces and then middle click, and then we'll run it through again. Okay, a little bit better, not the greatest, but anyhow, once you do find something that you really like, the longer you let it sit, the better it's going to appear. You could do an Alt and print screen. So hold the Alt key down and hit print screen, and that will capture only what you have currently up on the screen. If there's anything on dual screens or multiple monitors, it will not bring those in. So the Alt button enables you to do that. Now we could go to Microsoft Word, and we could go ahead and click in here, and we'll go ahead and type in, this was exercise 2. Oops. And we could put in what we did. So in this case, there was a revolve feature. You could actually look it up on the YouTube page and see what I put down as far as functions. Revolve feature. Creation. Well, we also learned how to mirror. Sketches. And features. We learned the rib feature. And circular patterns. And then you could, let's see what else we might have completed here. And for right now, that's pretty good. And you could actually select these and bullet point them. And maybe enhance the this information that you have here. Let's go with something a little bit bolder. I guess Calibri is pretty good. Just make it bigger. And maybe add a little color to it. Okay, and then from here, you just enter a couple times and Control V. Up, apparently. Oh, there it goes. It just takes a while because this is online. I'm going to delete that extra one there. And there's our image. We can now select it. Go to Format up here. And let's get this out here a little bit. So basically, you could go in here and do some different things with it. Get it in there like that. You could even use some of these picture frames and such to maybe work on it a little bit. Let's click on this and see how that looks. That looks maybe all right. Sometimes the images get a little fuzzy. Now, if you have the full version of Word, you actually have the ability to crop, and I'm not seeing that on here because I'm using the educational version, so it's kind of limited, which is a bit disappointing. But anyhow, you can actually insert those images, and then also here you can make a drawing from this, or you could even output this. Let's see, we could do a screenshot, and we'll go ahead and name this E2. And this is probably going to be better than copying and pasting it in here, since there's not a crop that I'm seeing in here. Maybe I just don't know where to find it. So now I could go over here and insert picture and find that E2 image and open that up. And that way it's somewhat cropped already. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else we could do here. Yeah, it looks a little bit on the challenge side there, but that's okay. All right. Now we could go ahead and we could do some additional things. So, for example, we could make a drawing from this. And we could use the, we could actually select like an A size. Just the A drawing, don't use those A2, 3, 4, unless you're in Europe or wherever, where that might be more of a common format. Okay, here you can see it didn't bring in any template, which not exactly what I'd like here, but we could always put in a template. Better way here, let's go back and we'll turn off the renderer, and now let's do that again. A new drawing, and this time we'll do empty with format and just bring in the A format, which gives us the title block and things like that. Okay, and so from here, now we could go ahead and general view, hit OK, and we can make a couple of views in here. We can drop in an isometric, and then another general view here, and click there. We'll bring in a front, and under view states, I would view display, I should say, maybe go with no hidden. And in this case, phantom edges should be okay. All right, now we could select that and project the top view. We could also make a section view. And actually what I'll do here is turn off lock view movement, so we could bring that down, bring this down over here. And let's make a section view. First of all, we could go to view display and no hidden, phantom. Okay, now to make the section view, we'll click on this and project another view over here. And now we could go to just double click on it, view sections, 2D cross section, add, just hit done, type in the label, And now turn on your planes, and you should be able to select the plane right in the middle there. Let's see here. Okay, having a little bit of challenge with the plane selection. Let's click on that. There we go. Just had to get up a little closer. All right, and select it. Hit apply, and then view display, no hidden, and no tangent edge. Okay, also turn off your plane display, and maybe double click on this here, and we could then change the spacing. Okay. Let's see here. We could also change the line style. Here we'll go with half. And done. Okay, so there is our section. And from here, we could go ahead and make a detail view. Click on detail, and let's see, something really good here, a good detail view. Probably right here looks pretty good. And then just drop that someplace out of the way. Get the text centered. Okay, and then maybe add a few dimensions on here. So go to annotate, dimension, and we'll just add them as such. Or middle click to drop it. And there's a radius there. And so we'll leave that. We could either double click to change it or add, let's go back to dimension there. There we go. If you double click, you could actually get the diameter, or you could switch it up top there. I'm not a huge fan of a radius typically, so we'll get rid of that one. Drag that down a little bit. Okay, and we'll flip the arrows so it comes out like so. And from there, essentially, on other things, you could double click, or not double click, but select that view and go to show model items if you want to add more dimensions there. But over here, I'm just going to put in the center line. Okay. And there we have a nice little drawing. Maybe put a label on it. So use note. And we could go ahead and put in exercise. Make sure it's caps. Exercise 2. Okay, so there we have some different views, a couple dimensions, and now what you could do is you could go ahead and I again like to go to Save As, PDF. Okay, and this provides us a pretty decent little drawing. Looks really good. I'm going to hit Alt, Print Screen, and actually, since my Microsoft Word does not have a decent crop tool that I could see on there, if you have the full-blown version of Word, which I do have a 2010 version, let me show you what that looks like. you could actually go in here and Control V to paste it, and when you go to Format, you have the crop tool right up here. So the crop tool, then you just grab these little corners and you can drag them in. So if you're using the full-blown version, you usually have these tools at your disposal, and then just click off of it. Now what I'm going to do, because I started that other document, I guess I could put it all back in this, just use Word 2010, hit enter a couple times, and we'll reuse what we have on the other document there. So if we bring this up, we could select this information, Control C to copy. Normally you're not having to do this. I just wanted to bring up the latest version of Word online, so to show you some of the functionality. Okay, and it didn't bring the image. Let's see. Let's try and grab that image again. Control C and Control V, as in Victor. Okay, for some odd reason it's not bringing over the image. That's okay, because we still have our part up here. So if we go back to the E2 part, and oh, actually we had that in an image, but here, this is where it's really nice. Let me show you where you could actually just go to View, turn on Perspective, and then render it. Give it a minute so that it could make a very sharp rendering. Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm going to hit Alt and print screen on my keyboard. Go to the Word document and Control V as in Victor to paste it in. And now you could click on the actual image, go to Format, and crop. So let's drag this in here like so. And this over here. Okay. Let's make a little space in there, delete a couple lines. Let's bring that up so that we could fit this on here. Okay, now with this one, we could go to Format, and we could actually go to Corrections and kind of blend in that gray surrounding area and really highlight this to make it pop out of the screen a little bit more. So I just kind of go through until I find something I really like. That one's pretty good. Okay, and then we have this. Now you could move these, or one easier way to move it, if you have the full version of Office, you could click on Text Wrap after selecting the image and put it in front or behind, and now this could go pretty much anywhere. And we'll spread that out, make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and as well as you could do the same with this, so Text Wrap in front, and then you could center it. And if you want, you could even put these little, you could do stuff like that. That actually looks pretty good. I like that. Or you could do this where it looks like there's an image overlapping it, like you have a little photograph there. And you can be very creative with the tools that they provide you. It's really pretty neat. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the rotated white and try something here. I'm going to click on this and then bring that down there. We'll make it a little bit larger. And there, now it looks like you have your drawing. Let's make that a bit bigger. And then you have a nice little, what looks like a photograph attached to it. Okay, and essentially then you just, as soon as you get this one done, click it as low as you can get in the lower right corner, and now go to Insert, Page Break, and it will create a new page. Now sometimes it grabs whatever images are below, so you have to drag those back up. Okay, and then you just repeat the project. So the next one would be Exercise 3, or better yet, just copy and paste your text every time so it's consistent. So I'll click here, I'm going to copy that, Control V, we'll change it to exercise 3. And then the exercise 3 is different. It's one thing you want to make sure, don't leave this running. Let me turn that off. Okay. So exercise 3 has to deal with, that was the ratchet body that we created. So for example, that is extrusion, with draft / taper. Okay, also what we did, we offset datum plane. That was another thing that you learned. So how to modify a plane. We also put in, let's see there, linear patterns. And offset sketches. And whatever else you might think of that you learned out of that one, you could put in. And then you just bring up that exercise 3 part and go through the same process. Maybe create a quick little drawing with a couple dimensions. Put in, or fully dimension it. That would be the best, but that just takes a long time. And you could put together a very nice little portfolio. And also, if you want to add to this, I could hit, again, up at the very top, you click right next to the very beginning and insert a page break. And then the same thing here, Control V and exercise 1. And then insert page break. And this is where you make your cover page. So you could put down, we'll do caps. Creo Parametric 4.0 portfolio. Okay, and so essentially with this you could take a cover image. So for example, if you have that image still up somewhere, remember you could always just Alt print screen and drop your favorite image onto that front cover. Crop it. And this is not my favorite image, I'm just using an example here. And text wrap in front of text, center it. And you could go ahead and again use corrections. And now you have the beginning of a great little portfolio that you could print out, make copies. And just as a side note, students who have made these portfolios, typically if you have the ability to print them out in color especially, and then actually pass them out, the students said that they had far better success, and actually giving the portfolio to a potential employer made a much larger impact on the potential to get the job. So that's a great recommendation. It just could get very expensive, especially with color printouts. So choose wisely who you decide to give those portfolios to. Otherwise, you could go ahead and put this on a web page or Google Docs with a link on your resume. You could even put your resume inside here. So that pretty much concludes this exercise.